chat. Come on. Like, I don't know his background enough. I'm not instantly going to assume that he's like bad at his job or whatever. But make no mistake, Karen Bass is trying to do ass covering. And in the process of ass covering, she's quite literally, she's trying to shift the blame over to a target, a vector of hate that the Republicans have falsely associated with why. Have you gone over the Karen Bass? No, I have not. I have not gone over the Karen Bass rally. Do you guys have a link to that? For the record, at 2 p.m., I'm going to swap over to do the Marvel Rivals. I'm going to play Marvel Rivals for 2 hours, and then I'm going to go back and continue doing news coverage as well. So there will be some gaming news in the immediate future. Los Angeles mayor removes fire chief, blaming her for lack of preparation. Mayor Karen Bass criticized Kristen Crowley for sending firefighters home before a blaze devastated the Pacific Palisades neighborhood. I like that Karen Bass, in an effort to, please, Lord, could you not slip into the mic? No. There you go. Kisses for everybody. Cut that out. No, I'm kissing you. I like that Karen Bass is also taking advantage of the DEI, the anti-DEI. Your thing. I hate you so much. Your thing. That's insane. I am literally a human being. Okay? There is virtually nothing I can do about this. Like, this is a normal human component. Okay? Calm down. That is psychotic to be like, wow, you're going through the functions of a human being. It's really messed up. I hate it. Anyway, all right. I find you very attractive. Thank you. Okay. Where were we? Do we have the video of the Karen Bass press conference? Do y'all have that video or no? Does anyone have that? Chatters want you to be a brain in a robot like Fallout 3. Yeah. A girl from my high school intern for Karen Bass. Yikes. Yeah. Anyway, Karen Bass is basically using the DEI stuff to her advantage by turning around and attacking another person, even though, you know, she was public enemy number one. Okay. You woke up Kaya. Go apologize to her.
Of Los Angeles Public Safety and for the operations of the Los Angeles Fire Department. I just met with Chief Crowley and removed her as fire chief.
That's what it had come to. People using pool water, people using water bottles trying to put the fire.
So here we go.
And actually, firefighters.
Yeah, it's actually the fire chief that is at fault here. It's also crazy because, like, the fire chief literally played ball for the longest time too, in spite of the fact that Karen Bass actively did not give the Los Angeles Fire Department additional funds that they were demanding. Okay? What a crazy situation. Full sit-down interview with her and Alex Michelson as well. Nice. My boy Alex.
Mayor Bass, always good to see you.
All right. Mayor Karen Bass's first sit-down since the Palisades fire. Full interview. That was from a day ago, but let's watch this.
We're going to cut you off. We're going to the mayor right now.
Thank you, Gigi. Let's listen in.
Good afternoon. Thank you for being here. Acting in the best interest of Los Angeles Public Safety and for the operations of the Los Angeles Fire Department, I just met with Chief Crowley and removed her as fire chief. I have appointed a 41-year veteran of the fire department, former Chief Deputy Ronald Villanueva, as interim fire chief. He is respected and ready to hit the ground running. So
yeah, as though she wasn't respected, you know? As though she wasn't respected. Nice.
Let me be clear. Our firefighters acted heroically during the Palisades fire, and they act heroically every single day. That is without question. Bringing new leadership to the fire department is what they and the people of Los Angeles deserve. As you know, I have called for a full investigation of everything leading up to January 7th. A necessary step to the investigation was the president of the Fire Commission telling Chief Crowley to do an after-action report on the fires. The fire chief refused. We all know that 1,000 firefighters that could have been on duty were instead sent home on Chief Crowley's watch. These actions required her removal. While the department is in the experienced and expert hands of Chief Villanueva, my office will lead a national search, and I will speak directly with firefighters and Angelenos about what they want to see in the next fire chief. I will use a similar process as I did in searching for our police chief. The business of the fire department and the city will continue. Our heroic firefighters are on the job in our firehouses, engines, trucks, and ambulances. The recovery of the Palisades is months ahead of expectations. Los Angeles is moving forward on all fronts, and we will keep moving forward together. I'd now like to introduce the Chief of the Los Angeles Fire Department, Ronnie Villanueva.
Well, thank you, Madam Mayor. I am humbled by your confidence in me. I've spent 41 years at the Los Angeles City Fire Department, working alongside the finest fire professionals in the world. Leading them is an honor of a lifetime. I pledge to the mayor, our firefighters, and to the people of Los Angeles is that
when I heard Villanueva, I thought to myself, what if he's like, you know, what if he's got too much indigenous in him? You know what I mean? Like, thank God we finally destroyed DEI. I was worried. I heard Villanueva and I thought to myself, like, what if he's got what is it called? Mestizo? Like he might be, you know? Oh brother. I mean, if he's like a little too tan, all of a sudden maybe too much Latiner, okay? But thank God he's, you know, vanilla. In spite of his DEI last name.
That the Los Angeles City Fire Department will be prepared. The Los Angeles City Fire Department will respond. And the Los Angeles City Fire Department will keep you safe. And to all of firefighters, I want you to know, the love that I have for this department is the reason I'm coming back in this capacity. I watched last month as you were in the fiercest firefight in Los Angeles history, bravely battling the fires for days on end.
Like, I don't think he's a loser, by the way, chat. Come on. Like, I don't know his background enough. I'm not instantly going to assume that he's like bad at his job or whatever. But make no mistake, Karen Bass is trying to do ass covering, and in the process of ass covering, she's quite literally she's trying to shift the blame over to a target, a vector of hate that the Republicans have falsely associated with why the wildfires were ravaging through Los Angeles. Okay? That's all this is. And I suspect that all the dumbest people in America are going to eat this up to be like, you know, I don't like Karen Bass. Ironic because, like, you know, as a black woman, she is also victim to the exact same ridiculous narratives, okay? But here she is using those narratives against her fire chief.
I am grateful to work alongside all of you once again. Thank you very much.
And before I open it up for questions, let me acknowledge the President of the City Council, Marquise Harris Dawson, Councilmember Curran Price, Councilmember Hugo Soto Martinez, Councilmember Adrien Nazarian. Yes.
Well, you know, I've got a question for you. You said that removing Chief Crowley is in the best interest of Los Angeles public safety. What specifically did she do to endanger public safety?
Well, as I mentioned, 1,000.
Yeah, let me tell you what she did, okay? She defended you for the longest time until basically it was virtually impossible to defend, and people were actively and openly revealing that she had demanded more from the Los Angeles budgets that you refused to give her because you were too busy investing in the police force. Okay? That's it. That's precisely what happened. And Karen Bass, who is also sometimes unfairly maligned, but usually fairly criticized, especially by the left, but sometimes unfairly maligned by the exact same reactionary forces that are like, oh, well, she's a black woman, so she's, of course, DEI and incompetent, was able to use that vector of hate and shift it in the direction of the fire chief, who, in my estimation, is way less responsible for the damages. That is crazy. America is so insane.
Firefighters who could have been on the job fighting the fires were sent home. The other thing that I mentioned is that I said after the fires were out, after the rain had stopped, that a full investigation would begin. One step of that investigation was to do an after-action report, of which she refused.
So we knew the 1,000 firefighters could have been called in the day after.
What changed?
Because you said you weren't planning on firing her on January 11th.
Oh, well, let me just be clear. As I just said, while Los Angeles was on fire, after that we had rains. I was not going to do anything while we were in a state of emergency. Next.
Are we still in a state of emergency?
No, we are not in a state of emergency right now. Next question.
Mayor.
Yes.
The chief, I assume you met, I assume this is not a decision you made this morning. When did you meet with Chief Brown, former Chief Brown?
Y'all hate black women. I'm a black woman. I'm a black woman, and y'all do hate us. It's because of the wind. It's wind. The wind is to blame. Y'all hate black women. Yeah. Karen Bass, as a black woman, obviously loves black people. That's precisely the reason why she gave the racist Los Angeles Police Department hundreds of millions of extra dollars at a time when all of the other city resources were desperately looking for more funds. Please, not today. No, I'm done with this shit. I mean, I've been done with this shit for in perpetuity. I've been done with this shit since the beginning. You can't just come in here and be like, oh, criticizing Karen Bass is actually an indication that you hate black women. She's my fucking mayor, dude. What are you talking about? You can't come in here and make ridiculous assertions like this. Like, who do you think? Like, how can you make this statement about the mayor of Los Angeles when one of the major criticisms here is that she loved to redirect resources to the police force instead of social programs, instead of the fire department? How insane. God, no one thinks like this, okay? No one thinks like this. This is not real. This is not valid. It's not a valid point of criticism. It's like getting mad at me for shitting on Clandis Owens and being like, well, it's because you hate black women. Yeah. And also, yeah, another black mayor that I regularly criticize, Eric Adams. I guess it's because I hate black men too. Oh, there are people online who attack you anytime you criticize black people. They assume it's because they are black and not because they're just bad people. I'm black, by the way, just in case other chatters get mad. Yeah, I mean, it's so ridiculous. Ronnie Villanueva is not a white man, for those of you who are saying that. No, but come on, chatter. We're talking about, like, obviously he's Hispanic, but also he's white enough. Like, he's white Hispanic. The reason why he was brought back is because he's a cis man for the most part and, you know, fairly white passing. I'm not even saying that he's bad at his job. I would never say that, especially without any sort of additional like, if I would have to look into his background. I suspect that he's not bad, but there is a very clear purpose. Like, this is an anti-DEI move at a time when DEI, which is a substitute for you're black or you're trans or you're lesbian, you're just not like a form-fitting cis het white man. Okay. Karen Bass is literally pulling on that same DEI string when she also is victim to those narratives from time to time. That's what's so crazy about it.
An hour ago.
And how did the meeting go?
It was very brief.
And did she tell you anything about why she did what she did?
It was a very brief meeting, no.
And the investigation
Yes.
that she didn't participate in?
Yes.
How did she not participate?
Chowder, clarify yourself. Yes, the indefinite y'all hate black women is true. Don't direct it at him without clarifying. But yes, internalized racism is the thing too in the general. The y'all society hates black women. Yes, but in this circumstance, I'm literally qualifying that Karen Bass oftentimes gets additional criticism because she's a black woman, but there's also warranted and valid criticism that I'm applying to Karen Bass, and also ironically pointing to the reality that she is at times victim to these DEI narratives, and now she's using it as a parachute. Do you understand? She's firing the DEI fire chief in an effort to get some of the stink off her back, okay?
Well, what I said is that the president of the Fire Commission told her to do a after-action report. She refused to do the report.
Did she give a reason for refusing?
Next.
Yes, thanks, Madam Mayor. Did the former chief ever talk about, what plan was in place, where she had positioned the firefighters? Is that becoming clear to you?
No, it is not. Next question? Yes.
Is the city required to do an after-action report under Title 19?
Yes, it is required. I don't know about the title that you just mentioned, but yes, it is.
Do you understand that the LA County Fire Department is doing?
I do not know that.
Okay.
Yes?
You have said that Chief Crowley did not call and inform your office ahead of time as they have done with previous fires. I'm wondering, what's the person they called before previous fires? You think you made our public safety violence who's on leave?
What I can tell you is that what has happened in the 2+ years I've been here, every time there was a weather emergency or even a hint of a weather emergency, the chief has called me directly. She has my cell phone. She knows she can call me 24/7. And she briefed me, and then we would talk about what needed to happen next. That did not happen this time. Yes.
You had no idea
Yes.
before you went to Ghana?
Excuse me? Yes.
When exactly was it that you asked her, well, that she was asked to do the after-action report, and what was her justification?
I don't know her justification. She was asked this week. I learned about this yesterday.
She was asked this week?
Yeah, it was this week. Yes.
Are you
Yes.
saying you hadn't seen any of the forecasts before you went to Ghana?
Yes.
What was the reasoning for not having the 1,000 firefighters?
I don't know. I don't know what the reason was.
Yeah, she don't know because she was in Ghana. She's like, I wasn't here. Sorry. Wasn't here for that. Was in Ghana. So, didn't find out. She's not Ghana answer. Is true. Good one.
Yes.
The forecasts before you went to Ghana?
No.
No, you didn't?
Yes.
Her on the 7th or 8th. When did you connect with her?
I spoke to her
Yeah, this is also Crowley failed to warn her about fire risk. Also, Karen Bass, there's an expected destructive and potentially life-threatening windstorm starting Tuesday morning through Wednesday afternoon. Red flag, no parking restrictions will go into effect in certain areas tomorrow morning. Stay safe, LA. Join Notify LA here. Karen Bass was somehow able to warn all of Los Angeles about the impending winds and fire danger, but still finds a way to blame LAFD Chief Crowley for not warning her about impending winds and fire danger. Lying is OP, please nerve. This is bullshit. There was an immediate recall of all firemen and the fire started. After the fire started, my brother's a literal LA City fireman and he got the call. She's full of shit. Yeah, lying is OP, please nerve. See, thank God. Thank God that under this new administration, with these new rules, or rather an extension of the old rules where you could just kind of lie and get away with it, even the Democrats can take advantage of the DEI narratives. That's why we're bringing back a white man in charge, okay?
evening of the 7th.
Evening of the 7th?
Yes, exactly, which was the morning here. So it was after the fires started. But let me just be clear. Los Angeles needs to move forward. This is a new day. I am excited to welcome our new chief, who was a 41-year veteran of this fire department. He is well known. He is well liked. He knows most of the members of the city council, except for our 2 members that were recently elected. And it is our plan to continue moving forward. We want to have the full investigation that the governor has ordered and the investigation that we will do locally. Yes?
Thank you again. I wanted to back it up a little bit because I think you actually spoke with the chief, because I heard it live on KNX News at 12:47 p.m. local time. You're in West Africa, the chief is here, and you're on KNX News talking about the fire
yes.
disaster, and you're praising Chief Crowley for Repositioning units that were
Yeah, you were. Yeah, what happened then? That's the other side of this. Interesting.
in vulnerable places. You're also praising her leadership. And you said something to the fact that LAFD is always at the ready.
And needless to say, I did not know all the facts, but I had spoken to her maybe a couple of hours before that. Yes?
And, two quick questions. In terms of investigations, and since we're looking at the fire, has there been calls for the firing of PWB's chief over the issue of the reservoirs being empty up in that area? Are you looking into that? Is that a possibility?
There will be an investigation of the water situation as well, and that will be done by the governor.
The same thing with the issue of fire hydrants?
Yes.
What does lying is OP please nerf mean? Okay, OP means overpowered. Nerfing is to, you know, lower its power. Is a gaming term. God damn it. This community on twitch.tv, a video game platform, is so oblivious to gaming. It is crazy. It is crazy. No wonder people just leave in droves when I play video games.
All of that is being examined at the governor's initiation, and we might do something locally as well.
And to those who might say that your step now, as explained as it is, in Mississippi Sound, it's also a reaction to her criticism to your office about the budget and what it's not doing.
Let me just be clear about the budget. The fire department was not cut. I have done 2 budgets in my time here.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Both budgets, the budget was increased, and I will anticipate that it will be increased this time as well.
I see you have 4 members of City Council behind you.
I'm sorry?
I see 4 members of City Council behind you. Do you expect that other members of City Council will fight the ouster?
Make your cam smaller. I can't see. It just says chief, man. You're not missing too much of the screen when my cam is a little bit larger. Trust me.
I believe that there is a lot of support on the city council. Yes?
Does this add to the sense of upheaval that has been going on for the last 5 weeks? You've had tensions with Lindsay Horvath, you've had back and forth over Steve Soberoff's pay. This now is a new, potentially destabilizing event. Is the city in upheaval? Is your office?
The city is not in upheaval. I am very happy that the rebuilding, the restoration, the clearing of the fire, of the debris is moved forward way ahead of time.
She's also not very good at like responding to these questions. Like, I feel like you should probably have like your lies ready to go. You know what I mean? Bass has appointed former Chief Deputy Ronnie Villanueva, a 41-year-old LAFD veteran. In a statement, Bass says fire in Crowley is necessary to ensure public safety. She adds, we know that 1,000 firefighters that could have been on duty in the morning the fires broke out were instead sent home on Chief Crowley's watch. Furthermore, a necessary step to an investigation was the president of the Fire Commission telling Chief Crowley to do an after-action report on the fires. The chief refused these requests. Now, in terms of like the 1,000 firefighters, like what is the suspicion here? Like, is she implying that the Los Angeles Fire Department chief was deliberately sending firefighters away because she wanted the fires to just destroy LA? Is that what it is? Like the LAFD Fire Department chief is the LAFD chief is actually secretly pro fire. That's what she was invested in. She was like, oh hell yeah. Yeah, it's not negligence, okay? It's most likely because overcrowding is an issue on the line, and it's a normal part of the process, and then they were immediately called into duty anyway. Whenever these people also most likely pull people off duty, they're probably doing that because of budget issues as well. Ironically enough, something that the Los Angeles, like the real reason why she got fired is because she correctly said, yes, we demanded more budgets. Like we demanded higher budgets for the fire department. And we had to basically rotate the people that are not immediately on the line away and not be able to hire as many people as we needed, which is the truth. And then that made Karen Bass look bad, even though it is the truth, because she was too busy investing more of the additional resources back into the police department Okay. Remember Karen Bass's deputy mayor called in a bomb threat to City Hall and still wasn't fired? Wait, what? What the hell? I'm sure there are valid reasons for why the 1,000 firefighters were called off the line initially. Firefighters were sent home because there weren't enough fire trucks. Why? Because they were broken. Why were they broken? Because Karen Bass cut the budget. Okay, that does also make sense. For the record. Yeah. Because remember, the fire department, Los Angeles Fire Department, needed additional funds specifically for maintenance. Okay? This is something that they actively talked about. They were like, we need more funds for maintenance. Okay? We need to hire more maintenance people. If we don't have more maintenance people, we can't actually fix the fire trucks. If we don't have enough fire trucks, then there's overcrowding on the line. And we're just, getting firefighters to basically run around without the necessary equipment. The LA City accountant Kenneth Mayha put the budget of her cuts out to the public. She's lying. I know. Karen Bass's top firefighter ally and Crowley critic even admitted the firefighters went home because there weren't enough trucks. Why? Because 21% of the apparatus is in need of repair, but Karen Bass cut 21 fire maintenance positions. How bad is the maintenance problem? I went there on January 11th to document the maintenance yard. Rows and rows of trucks in need of repair. Huge property was packed with apparatus waiting for repair. Yeah, she cut the fire department budget by $18 million while increasing the Los Angeles Police Department budget by $126 million. There is no way to look at this. Sucks to suck for all of the people who hate the left, who always say like, oh, the left is wrong, and they're woke losers, and they hate the police for no reason or whatever. But I'm sorry, if you want to understand exactly what took place, this is the reality, okay? Karen Bass's home was raided, or not raided, but like home was broken into at the same time while they were talking about these budget concerns. And she even used that story as another reason as to why we must give more money to the police. I mean, there are charts from Los Angeles' comptroller, Kenneth Mayha, that openly show this reality as well. The police always in the United States of America are the largest part of the local budgets. Okay? My brother literally was complaining about the maintenance crew getting cut and how they would send gear to get replaced and it would take weeks. Also, literally every fireman talks shit about Bass and love Crowley. Literally heard some of my brother's buddies in department say Crowley's a good fire chief right after the fire. You know who else said she was a good fire chief? Karen Bass. Yeah. Here is the official account for the LA City Controller, Kenneth Mayha. As the city of LA goes broke, one of the many questions we get is, where are tax dollars going? The city just started a new fiscal year. And if you want to know how the mayor and a majority of city council increased or decreased department's operational budget, see below. Police, plus $126 million. Okay. Fire got cut by $18 million. What? One of the largest cuts. Yes, operational budget is different than the overall budget. The overall budget is ginormous. All of this works together, and we covered this extensively in the aftermath of the fires, and I guess it bears repeating because Karen Bass, our Democratic woke mayor, is actively left.
We have just experienced the worst natural disaster that our city has ever experienced. It would be wonderful to think that everything would be smooth every step of the way, but I don't believe that that is realistic. I think we are standing together. I think we're standing strong, as evidenced by the leadership of the city council being here with me, with members of the city council, and there's many more that...
My fire truck just got hit blocking on the highway. It will be out of service for probably a year at least. The only spare available is almost 40 years old. The squad's snorkel truck is out of service right now for 6 months already. And there's no spare snorkel for the... What? For them. And yes, we are all still working without a contract closer to 4 years than 3 now. I said snorkel because I'm Turkish. Sorry. Snorkel. Anyway, it's wild to me that under any circumstance, Republican administration, Democratic administration, where you have the audacity and the indecency to throw the one person, like to throw a person that is actively in charge of the response to the fires. That is crazy. Okay. That's incredible. I mean, I don't know how you can do that. I don't know how you can get away with that. It's just a wild thing. And here she is seemingly getting away with it because people are so dumb that as long as you hit a DEI line, everybody goes, all right, yeah, that makes sense to me. Pack it up.
Are not here. We have worked very well together. Now, are there differences along the way? Of course they are.
It's been a few weeks now. How can you be shocked by anything now? I mean, I'm still shocked when it's a woke Democrat mayor using not so woke lines coming from the Republican Party. Like she's hinting at the DEI aspect without actively saying it's DEI. Okay? She's using this as an opportunity. The reason why the Los Angeles Fire Department chief was in any way, shape, or form criticized was because they said she was DEI because she's a lesbian. Okay? That's it. There were good reasons to shit on Karen Bass, and then also additional factors such as DEI because Karen Bass is also a black woman. Having said that, however, Karen Bass, under a lot of warranted criticism, used the DEI-caused anger and resentment towards the Los Angeles Fire Department Fire Chief Kristen Crowley and threw her under the bus to save her own political career. I consider that to be completely unacceptable.